Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to my motherfucking channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Lust for Life by Lana Del Rey. Gaggery. Last week we did Honeymoon, and the week before that we did Ultraviolence. We are in our Lana Del Rey era, gagging. Every week we're dropping a new album for Lana. And I just want to say this before this video starts. It is 85 degrees in my apartment right now. I'm like, I feel like a fucking, I can say this. I feel like a fucking slave. You know, like I just feel like, oh my god, it's just so fucking hot. My air is broke right now, so I'm just, this is miserable. But I have to do what I have to do. So if you see me like sweating, it's because I'm sweating. So make sure you guys like and subscribe so you can come back week after week. I'm trying to build a little community here for Lana, you know, just everybody, because I just got done with the Beatles. Now we're in Lana. Gag. But yeah, let's get into this. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go. Okay, the first song is called Love. I've actually heard the song on my, own. Somebody actually showed me this song a while ago, but I'm still gonna listen to it just to, you know, bring in the atmosphere for the album, and just because you guys haven't seen me actually listen to it. So let's go. Oh.
Sometimes it's enough just to make you feel crazy. To go nowhere in particular.
This is beautiful.
That don't mean that you should abuse it. Don't worry, baby. I get ready, I get all dressed up.
Okay, she gagged that. Okay, I did not know that that was an intro. Am I sitting down low? I'm just, oh my god, this is a mess. So actually hearing that on my own, you know, time and accord, I did not know that that was an intro. And the fact that it was just made it even more like gag. Like this album better like live up to that expectation of this song. The vocals, the drums, the just upbeatness, but then the slowing down of it. It was a beautiful mix for me. And I'm actually very surprised that that was a intro. Like to me it was like, before knowing that it was an intro, I just thought it was like a hidden gem somewhere. It is so, oh my, this is just the worst. Outside is loud. In here it's hot as fuck. I'm sweating. I'm sitting down low. Oh. But we have Lana, so I guess we can't complain too much. But I'm gagged. I sure am gagged that that was the intro of this song. Like I said, I've heard it before, so I wasn't really gonna, you know, overreact like I haven't heard it. But it still is a gag, even to this day, listening to it and actually hearing that. I haven't heard that in like a year, honestly, but it's still gagging, you know? And to me, it always just felt like everybody's too young to do something, okay? You know, whether that is love, drugs, whatever. Somebody's always too young for this, whatever. But in my opinion, I don't think you're ever too young, and I think that's what Lana was getting at. You're never young to, if you find love and you love this person, you know, and that's not me saying if you're like 16 and you find somebody that's like 37 that you're falling, no, that's not love, I'm sorry. But, you know, love can come in a lot of ages, just as long as it's legal, okay? I'm gonna be real. But yeah, that's what that was giving me. It was a beautiful intro. Let's keep going. The next song is called Lust for Life, featuring The Weeknd. Now this, I actually have a video for. I did when, I'm pretty sure it dropped in 2017. I don't really remember. But it was a gag. I do remember that. And I don't remember how or why I even reacted to that, because in 2017, I was not a stan of Lana or The Weeknd. But when I did do it, I was severely gagged, okay? Just because I didn't know what to expect from either of them. You know, I heard The Weeknd before on the radio, and I just, you know, I wasn't moved for real. But they did that, okay? And, like, these two together really make some classical bangers. I know she has an album on his 2017 or 2016 album called Stargirl. We should get into that too. I do want to do The Weeknd here in the future, so we'll get to that eventually. But yeah, and that's a beautiful song coming into the second part of this album, the second song of this album. But if you want to see that video of me reacting to that in 2017, a whole different person, okay, I'll link it in the description below. But let's keep going. The next song is called 13 Beaches. Oh. Okay. Girl.
13 beaches to find one empty.
I'm good.
The only then do I let myself recline across the county line.
Oh.
It hurts to love you.
Okay. Girl.
Past Ventura, underneath the pines. But I still love you.
Tag.
The fact that I can't deal. The fact that I can't deal.
Oh my god, she's so cunt. Okay, is it just me or like I just feel like she sounds different in a good way, you know? I feel like she sounds more mature, more like viable. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like she sounds different in a good, great way artistically. And overall, it just feels like she wants to be alone, but she hates to be alone at the same time. You know, because she says, it hurts to love you, but I still love you. It's just the way I feel, and I'd be lying if I kept hiding the fact that I can't deal. And that I've been dying for something real. So she's been dying for something real, but she can't at the same time. It's very conflicted vibes. And I love that because it's relatable. Everybody feels this way at one point or more during their life. So she's giving me mother. 13 Beaches. That was beautiful. And I do want to say this real quick. So for Madonna, when I was listening to her, I always just got the vibe of like the New York scene, okay? And then when I was listening to the Beatles, I always got the London scene vibes going on in my head. But for her, and she always mentions something about California, that's what I get. It's like Southern California vibes from Lana, and I love it. She loves California. Fuck it. I love California, you know? And to me, so far, this album is just giving me real gaggy vibes, like a real gagger. 2017 was an iffy year for music. Like, there was a lot of good music, but there was a lot of terrible music. So I'm glad Lana, she always seems to stick out in her years that she drops, okay? So we are gagging about that. But let's keep going. The next song is called Cherry. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Bitch. Girl! Fuck. Isn't she so cunt? Like, cunty as fuck. Okay, I just want to say, first of all, the production on that song was gagalicious. It was very just out there and just, I love that for her. I love it so much. But to me, the song was just giving whenever somebody is tainted, okay, and whenever whatever they touch, they ruin, okay. She falls to pieces when she's with you. That could be a good or a bad thing, you know. But she says her rosemary, her cherries, her peaches, they're all ruined. So to me, it's giving one bad fruit next to another fruit, it's gonna get ruined. Okay, a good fruit next to a bad fruit, it's gonna get ruined. If that makes sense. That's just what it was giving me. You're ruining her in a way, but she loves you. It's just, oh, it's messy, it's toxic. I love it. It's gag. But we are only in what song was that? The fifth song, the fourth song. That was the fourth song, and to me already this is giving me more light-hearted vibes from the past two albums. Girl, she was going through it in the early 2010s, the mid 2010s. She was going through it, but this just feels like a more breath of fresh air, and I love that. But let's keep going. The next song is called White Mustang.
Packing all my things for the summer.
God.
Lying on my bed today, saw your white Mustang.
Ooh.
Me in your arms, just a little too tight.
The writing. Okay, to me, that song was giving a summer lovin'. Okay, shout out to the Grease soundtrack, because you know Lana does give me Grease vibes. That's cute. But everybody has had that little love story that happens once for a couple months out of the year, and it just so happens to be summer, that you wish would have worked out, but you know it just sadly didn't. You're a killer, a breaker of hearts, and she just doesn't have time for that. Like I said, she's more mature. She's not gonna fall for this shit no more. Even though she wants it, she's not going to, which is a gag. She says, I've been acting like Armageddon because you held me in your arms just a little too tight. And that's exactly what I mean. It didn't last for long. You wanted it to, but it didn't last for long, unfortunately. But at the same time, fortunately, because somebody else can give you that feeling of holding you tight, just making you feel safe and secure. You know, it is unfortunate because, you know, that kind of love doesn't just come around anywhere. But, you know, obviously they're not together for a reason, which, I don't know, it's just a gag. And the biggest thing about you was your White Mustang. So when she talks to her friends about you, she's just gonna say, y'all remember White Mustang? He in my DMs, girl. Like that kind of vibe. That's what I was getting from it. But yeah, we love a summer little love song. But let's keep going. Speaking of summer, the next song is called Summer Bummer, featuring A$AP Rocky and Playboi Carti. Oh! Okay. Oh, she's mother. Okay, bitch. Okay, that was a cute song. Okay, I wasn't really sure what to expect. A$AP Rocky always gives me good vibes, but I cannot stand Playboi Carti. Okay, I think he just is. He's not it. Okay, I'm just sorry. He just doesn't make good music whatsoever. Never made a good song, ever. Honestly. So I'm glad he really wasn't very much incorporated in the song. He just had ad-libs here and there. And, you know, ad-libs in 2016, 2017, 2018, they were a big thing, okay? So it makes sense that he was here. But it really just goes back to White Mustang. Was she talking about A$AP Rocky? You know, because I know they were in the video together for National Anthem. Did they have a thing? Oh. One thing people really don't talk about with Lana is she makes good music with other people as well. Just, you know, she makes great... Girl. Okay. She makes great music by herself, solo music, but she also, when she incorporates features on her album, they always are cunty and good, and they really jive together very well. So I love that. You know, some people don't like the summer as much as others. I'm right here. I do not like being hot at all. I'm sorry. Like, it's okay, like, you know, if like we're going out and there's like we're going to like a beach or like a pool, whatever, that's fine. But being in the heat all day will drive me insane. I'm just, it's disgusting. But to me, honestly, it gives that Lana loves summer, okay? And she just wants to enjoy it, you know? And this other person, let's say ASAP, Rocky, it's just like, you know, I'm gonna be real, this ain't gonna last for real. Gag. But, you know, gag. It was just a cute, fun song. Okay. But let's keep going. The next song is called Groupie Love featuring ASAP Rocky. They had a moment. Okay. Ooh. God. God. Oh my God. Bitch. Gag. Oh my God. Gag. That was a good song, okay? I love good songs about like a groupie, first of all. So she's basically calling herself a groupie. And really, in my mind, I was imagining ASAP Rocky performing on stage and she's in the crowd somewhere. But to ASAP, it was just her in the crowd, you know? I love that. She's okay with being a groupie, you know? It is satire. It's not, she's not a fucking groupie. It was just a good song about a groupie, okay, bitch? So did they have a thing? Were they like a thing? I didn't know this. I really didn't. I love their riffs when they have both of their vocals layered over each other. It's a gag, okay? I'm gonna be real. It's a fucking gag. And you know, I want to see Lana do more work with more black artists. You know, it doesn't have to be rappers. You know, she would gag a song with Rihanna or SZA or Nicki Minaj. That would be such a fucking gag. Yeah, I would like to see more of that because she's a black girly's girl. Okay, she makes really good music for niggas. I'm gonna be real. Black people love Lana. And it's because she does it so well. But let's keep going. The next song is called In My Feelings. Gag, bro. Oh my God. Gag. Bitch. Okay, you know, at first I was gonna say this song is giving me like all over the place, but literally she said, you got me in my feelings, I'm feeling all my fucking feelings. So it makes sense, you know, she was really going through it. But you can feel the growth. I already said it at the beginning of this album. It feels different. You can feel her fucking growth. Because yes, she's sobbing in her cup of coffee, you know, crying, get the fucking cigarette smoke out of my face and shit like that. But also she's saying, who's doper than this bitch? Who's freer than me? Go ahead and switch. I don't give a fuck. Okay, you know, like, oh, I love that so much. It's really giving me strong, independent woman vibes because on her last few albums, it was more like, feel bad for me. I want you to feel bad for me, but at the same time, I'm gonna do what I want, but I'm still sad, you know? But this is like, do what you want. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna be a bad bitch, you know? I don't know. It's just like, it just feels different. She really went through a big change, and you can feel it in the music. I love that so much. The vocals there were also very lovely and just really good on the ears. I love that so much. But let's keep going. The next song is called Coachella, Woodstock in my mind. God. Okay. Okay, at first I wasn't really feeling that, honestly. I'm gonna be real. But then I imagined myself in a crowd. Oh my god, now there's a helicopter! And then I imagined myself listening to it or standing in a crowd listening to it at, Coachella, or Woodstock. I always say Lana gives me... Girl... I always say Lana gives me 60s, 70s vibes. And, that song didn't really give me 60s or 70s. Or, it just didn't give me that at all. It gave me modern day music. It was a real thought-provoking song. She was talking about children and their children's children. It was very deep. I'm just gonna be real. That was my least favorite song from this album. It was good, but it just wasn't gagging me, honestly. So we're just gonna keep going. The next song is called "God Bless America" and all the beautiful women in it. Okay. Okay, that song really felt empowering. I know I'm not a woman, okay? But, at the end she said, and all the beautiful people in it, 2017 was really a year that the change was starting to happen. The mid 2010s was really a cultural phenomenon for people wanting change, okay? This has been happening since the fucking slaves, And let's be real, this has been happening even before that. People just wanting change and stuff. But, let's keep it real. People have been wanting change for all of human history. But I'm going to focus on this, okay? Let's not do all that. Let's just focus on this right now. Because this came out in 2017, and I remember 2017 being a year. The Me Too movement was happening. Racial BLM movements were happening. Loved it all, okay? We loved it all. And this really felt like a woman's song, a girl's song, But at the same time, it was very patriotic. I do not like patriotic songs, okay? I'm gonna be so real right now. My family listens to this one song. I don't even know what it's called, but they're singing about America and boots stomping the ground and just beers and shit. I cringe. I hate it. But this wasn't bad, okay? It wasn't bad at all. And it was kind of giving me Lana, kind of wants to fuck a girl. We love a queen, a bisexual queen, okay? Go off. Not to mention those vocals were also very fluent and beautiful, okay? Well, let's keep going. The next song is called "When the World Was at War, We Kept Dancing." Ooh. Oh.
Get your groove.
Okay.
Throw your hands up and get loose. Cut a rug.
Okay.
Lean into the fucking youth.
Oh.
Shake it up. Throw your hands up and get loose.
Girl. God. Okay. It's continuing with my overall thoughts of what was happening in 2017. The world was changing, okay? And you know, a lot of people thought that it was the end of America, okay? When Trump got elected, it just felt like a big cultural reset. Like, it was crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And you know, having this music captured in that moment in time is really, it's making me feel nostalgic to that time. Just because I'm remembering now, people were so dramatic, okay? Even she said, is it the end of an era? Is it the end of America? And then she said, it's only the beginning, which it's true, you know? It was just a mess. 2017, 2016 era was a fucking mess. But, you know, even through that mess, I'm glad that we had people like her just reassuring us, you know. She says just we danced and we just, you know, try to live the best life that we could. Because this isn't new. Like I said, people have been wanting change since the beginning of human time. And they had to keep themselves at peace somehow when the higher ups, the political people, or whatever, the kings and queens, were going through bullshit and trying to make us go through bullshit. We had to live our lives. So we just kept dancing while the world was at war. It's a beautiful sentiment, you know? And at first I was going to say I didn't really like it. But I'm coming around to it, and I like that. I just like the thought process behind it. But let's keep going. The next song is called Beautiful People, Beautiful Problems. This is featuring Stevie Nicks, by the way. I did not see that. Oh, this is already... Oh. I'm gagging. I'm gagging. Oh. Sis. Okay, that was very Stevie Nicks coded. Okay, you know, if I would expect a Stevie Nicks feature, it better be on a song like that. It was very beautiful and serene. I love that so much, you know. Very relatable. Everybody has problems, you know, whether they're big, small, everybody has problems. Whether you're a celebrity or you're a fucking bum on the street, everybody has problems. And they all matter, okay? I loved the beginning, the fact that they were like giving, how do you say it, a different perspective on how we view the earth versus a fucking bird, a turtle dove views the earth. They see it as green, but when we look up, it's fucking blue. It's a gag, you know? How can you not like that song? That's definitely going to be top 5 for me. They sounded really good together, beautifully. I already said Lana makes really good music with other people, so that's cute. That's a gag. I have nothing bad to say about that song whatsoever, but let's keep going. The next song is called Tomorrow Never Came, featuring Sean Ono Lennon. That's John Lennon's son. Let's go.
What you doing?
God.
Side of paradise in the tropic of Cancer. I waited for you.
This is upsetting. Me and my homegirls. He really sounds like his dad. It's crazy.
On the side of paradise in the tropic of Cancer. The pouring rain.
God.
I adore you.
First, it was giving me that they told you to meet them at this place tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. Meaning, for me, this is what I was thinking it meant. One of you died, okay, and you didn't get to that place tomorrow, which was just, it was heartbreaking for a second. But then I noticed that they're saying, you said you'd love me like no tomorrow. I guess tomorrow never came. That's just as sad. I'm not gonna lie. Because when you're in love with somebody and they tell you that they're gonna love you till the day you guys die, and it just doesn't work like that, but you truly in your heart believe that it is going to work out like that, it's sad, okay? When it just comes to that end and it's a bitter, not sweet, just a bitter end, that sucks, okay? That was a beautiful song, you know, and I was not expecting John Lennon's son to be here. And it's crazy how similar they sound. I know that they're, you know, that's his son, but it's just, oh my god, I thought I was still listening to the Beatles for a second. Oh my god. Like I said, Lana always gives me 60s and 70s vibes. The Beatles were huge in the 60s and, you know, the 70s and whatever. So it just makes sense, okay? If Lana was alive in the 60s, I feel like they definitely would have had some bangers, okay? That was good, you know, nothing bad to say about that. These features on this album, girl, I'm sweating and eating. But let's keep going. The next song is called Heroin. Okay. I love this right here.
The facts of life.
Manson's in the air. It is. Gag. Okay, that song felt like it was like kind of everywhere, and a little wild at the same time. There were a lot of standout lyrics throughout the song, so I'm gonna like name a couple real quick. She says, "The rumbling from distant shores that sends me to sleep, but the facts of life can sometimes make it hard to dream." And you know, that is so true and like just so relatable. First of all, I love listening to waves or rain when I go to sleep. First of all, I don't live by the ocean or whatever. She's so lucky and gagged. But you know, the facts of life. You know, we all die. Okay, let's just keep it real. And just other things and stuff like that. It's really upsetting, and it really digs into people's mind sometimes. And unfortunately, it happens when you're trying to rest, you're trying to get peace, and it's just fucked up. And she was talking about Morzapane or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's a sleeping pill. And the song is called Heroin. You know, she's just it's more like just understanding why people feel the way they do and do the things they do to make themselves feel better in their head, and you know, just at peace with stuff. So it just makes sense. I think that was a beautiful song. I'm not gonna lie. It might be one of my favorite on this album. But it was real fucked up. She just loves to dig in and just go for it, you know, and I love that. I love it a lot. Let's keep going. The next song is called Change. Okay.
Change is a powerful thing. People are powerful. Being strong to be honest, capable.
I've been saying about this album the whole time. It feels different, sounds different, whatever. She sounds different. And even in the last song, she was talking about, in Heroin, she was talking about taking a flight and hopefully when she comes back, she'll be a better, different person. That song was literally exactly that, and it just rings so true because of what I've been saying. There was a big, huge shift in 2017, and we all were affected by it. Whether you think so or not, people always say, "Oh, I miss 2016." 2016 was so peak or whatever. And it's because there was something in the air in 2017. I felt it, okay? For a while, I always said to myself, 2017 was the best year of my life. And it was just because I was, talking to somebody very toxic, but that I didn't notice at the time. And it was the year that I really started smoking weed, and I felt so just alive. My brain felt so free. It was a weird feeling. I don't even smoke weed anymore. It was just everything was changing, okay, in front of our eyes, and she felt it. She was singing about it before it even happened. I loved that song so much. The vocals were beautiful. It made you how do you say it? She sold the song to us really well, okay? That's what I want to say. It was delivered perfectly, okay? Gag. The last song on this album is called Get Free. Let's go.
I'm crossing the threshold.
Oh.
Undoubtedly.
Okay.
Commitment.
Oh.
Manifesto.
Oh.
And all my beds of parasites. Sometimes it feels like I've got a war in my mind.
Oh my God.
Someone's game. I live my own life and now I do. Finally, gone is the burden. We found out we're not in your right mind. Our shoes are illusion. I wanna get off, but I keep riding the ride.
Yeah.
Into the blue.
Okay. There's like 30 seconds left. Let's take it in. Breathe. That was a beautiful ender to this album. Let's, you know what it is. Give her a round of applause. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Yes. And once again, going with my theory that I had from the jump of this album, it is different. She wanted to be different. She wanted to sound different. She didn't want to come with the same old shit. That's why it took her 2 years to drop this album, because she was really working on herself. That's what it felt like in this album. And all that combined of what I've been saying through this whole video really showed and shined in this outro. That was a beautiful fucking outro. She wanted to change, and she did. She wanted to move out of the black and go into the blue. It was beautiful. That was a beautiful sentiment, okay? She didn't want to play anybody else's game. She only wanted to live by her own rules, play her own game. And it's beautiful. I literally was saying that throughout the whole album. So it just all makes sense to me. And I think that this ended on such a very well received note, okay, from me and hopefully the fans, okay? Gag. But let's get into my overall review, my rating, and my top 5 from this album. My overall review for this album, I keep saying it and I'm gonna keep saying it, this album was a shift. Okay, I said Honeymoon was a shift from Ultraviolence, and it was, but it wasn't at the same time. Okay, this was a huge shift in just the retrospect of her career gag, because she went from saying he hit me and it felt like a kiss to she's not playing these games no more. She doesn't want to. They don't do anything for her. She wants to live with her own mentality. She wants to go forward just being herself. And I fucking love that. I love an album like that. And the fact that I felt that before even knowing that that's where we were going with this album, it just speaks volumes and how well this album was received for me and just how well she delivered it personally. It wasn't that Lana that you usually are expecting, just that very sad and just like pleading for help, but at the same time loving where you're at in life, even though it's sad. This was, I'm out of that and I don't want to go back to that. That's exactly what this album gave me. And that, I love that. Changing and not going backwards just when something stupid happens. Just keep dancing while the world is at war. It's beautiful. Okay, I get my rating from these 5 categories on an album: vocals, production, consistency, writing, and the album cover itself. The first category is vocals, and honestly, vocally, I do not think that this was her best album, just because it felt a little more freeing and, once again, different from her other albums. So I am going to give this album vocally an 8, because it wasn't vocally forward, which is okay. The vocals still sounded good, but compared to like Born to Die and Honeymoon, they just weren't up there. But there were still some very, very solid vocals throughout this album. So I'm going to actually give it an 8.5, actually. Okay, the next category is production. Okay, I already said it somewhere throughout this video that 2017 was a year where the music either hit really well or it just missed terribly. Okay, there was no in between. I'm sorry, there just wasn't. But this was one of those moments where it hit, okay, really, really well. The production was laid out perfectly, okay. The vocals sounded good over these just funky, hip-hoppy, lo-fi, chill beats. It was beautiful, and it was different from Moonlight. I don't know why I keep thinking or calling Honeymoon Moonlight. It's like weird. But it was different from Honeymoon. It was different from Ultraviolence and just everything that she's dropped. So I love that. It was a lot more R&B hip-hop vibe. So I'm going to give this production a 10. Okay, the next category is consistency. How well this album flowed into itself and just how it came off and delivered. I think it was delivered really well, but it did feel a bit messy here and there, okay? I'm gonna be real. So I'm gonna give the consistency an 8.5 as well. There were moments throughout the album where I felt, okay, this is cute, keep it coming, but then I was like, what is this? And then I was like, what? But then it like came back and I was like, okay, it's good. So it's not bad, okay? It has replay value. Okay, and the next category is writing. The writing on this album really, I don't want to be that person, but it wasn't up to par with what I've been listening to these last couple weeks when it comes to Lana. Yes, the writing was great, and yes, if this was a random bitch that is, trying to get her foot in the water in the industry, if this was her first album, it would be a gag, okay? But I was expecting a little bit more. But I can say, and I've been saying it, that I felt that writing and just how she was expressing herself and how she was coming off even before I felt that this was a growth album, that it was just giving, okay? So I'm gonna give it a 9. It wasn't her best, but it absolutely was not her worst. I don't think she has a worst when it comes to writing. I keep saying she is one of the writers of our generation, but I was expecting a little bit more, so I'm gonna give this a 9. And now the last category is the album cover itself. Are we ready to gag? Because I am, bitch. This was, in my opinion, this is her best album cover, okay? Let's just keep it real. She looks stunning, bitch, okay? Not to mention it fits my theory, the theme of this album, just happiness, the smile, it reads in the smile. The flowers and the hair, standing behind an old truck, it's just, it's an aesthetic, and she is beautiful, girl. Like, I'm like jealous. I wish I looked like that. But she is just so fucking beautiful. The sky in the back. She always has red font. It really stands out. And the font is actually really gagging itself. This album cover does reflect on what the album feels like. It feels like change. It feels happy. And it feels like dealing with your feelings at the same time. So I love that. I'm going to give this album cover a 10. This is easily, to me, in my opinion, her best album cover, okay? So if you take all the categories that I just named and divide them by 5, you get a total score of 9.2 out of 10. And that feels right, okay? It's not her best album, but it's not a bad album whatsoever, okay? I just expected a little bit more, I guess I can say. I don't know. But this was a growth album, and we love to see growth in music, so I will say that. A great album, a great listen, and if I was to recommend Lana Del Rey to somebody, I would definitely recommend them listening to this album, just because it has that growth, you know, and we don't always want to experience the sad side of her. We want to experience the growth, and that's exactly what this was. So, gag, 9.2 out of 10. Okay, my top 5 from Lana Del Rey's Lust for Life is Get Free, Beautiful People, Beautiful Problems, Groupie Love, Cherry, and Lust for Life featuring The Weeknd. These are the 5 songs that stood out to me. I would love to know the 5 songs that stood out to you on this album. She just really gagged me, okay? Those songs really just like threw me into the ring of fire, and I felt like I couldn't get out. So this is definitely an album that I can see myself listening to on my free time. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the album, and you know, just anything that you have to add, let me fucking know. But I guess that's it. I'm about to go take a cold shower, bitch, because it's hot as fuck. Be back next week because I'm going to review Norman Rockwell. I'm not going to react to it because I've already heard this album. But I will review the album just so we can get through it, you know, add it to the list, whatever. But I guess that's it.